Hey y'all, Christy here. It is Tuesday, December 6th, 2022. I am on my 45-minute outdoor workout session. I'm hopping on to do my check-in. I didn't do one yesterday. Crazy day. Had to take my car in to be serviced. It's got some warning sign about my suspension system needs to be serviced, and it wouldn't let me go over 83 miles per hour, which, I know I shouldn't be speeding, but I do have a heavy foot, especially when I'm driving to downtown Houston. I typically surpass 83, but for some reason, my car would not go over 83 miles per hour. So I took it in yesterday, and they failed to tell me that they needed it all day. So of course they had no loaners, and I didn't arrange transportation to get me, and Matt was working. So I reached out, and of course, everybody has things to do, and of course it's like 7:30 in the morning, so I was limited to who I could call. And so I just was like, okay, what am I gonna do? I'm not gonna sit here and wait till somebody answers. So I just decided to put my purse on and my backpack on and walk to the gym from DeMontron, and was able to get my 45 minutes outside activity in on my way to the gym, which was fine. It only ended up being like a 27-minute walk, so I spent the last bit of it walking around the parking lot, but I looked hilarious. I had my Christmas t-shirt on and my leggings. Luckily I had tennis shoes on, and I had my big old tote, looks like a suitcase purse, and my backpack, and it's probably an extra 10 pounds on me, just walking along, the feeder road and 2004 to the gym. It was quite a sight to see. I was just grateful that it wasn't raining or cold. Still a little bit foggy, but other than that, it wasn't a big deal. So, and so then I made it to the gym, and I was doing my workout, and luckily got a hold of a ride, because if not, my plan B was going to be to walk home from the gym, which that would have been a much longer walk, because that's quite a bit from World Gym to my home. At least probably would have taken me maybe 45 minutes alone in the morning. So luckily that didn't happen, and I was able to hitch a ride from the gym. And so they called me probably about 4:15, and apparently my car had 2 recalls on it as well. Those were actually repaired, but the warning and the speed apparently, or some module that they needed to order, and of course they didn't have it in stock, so they had to order that, and I'll have to bring my car yet again when that part arrives. And they said they would call me hopefully by Thursday, so this time I'll be prepared and make sure I have a ride so that I don't have to walk to the gym. But busy day yesterday. Not how I planned it to go at all. Wasn't planning on doing my cardio or my morning walk from DeMontron to World Gym, even though it doesn't seem like it's that far on foot. It's a good 1.5 miles, which is not a big deal. It wasn't that, it was just quite a bit of traffic in the morning, school buses, everybody getting off to work, and kids to school, so it was a little bit hectic. But you know, got it done, got my car picked up about 5:45, you know, right before they closed, and had a few things to do. A soccer meeting for my daughter, and then, you know, dinner with the fam, and then unwinding. You know, yesterday was kind of like a day to regroup and, you know, reflect on my emotional day before, you know, where I just kind of had one of those days where it just gets the best of you, and, you know, you're not quite prepared for it, and so it catches you off guard, and that's what it did to me. And I wasn't already feeling well, so I kind of let it knock me down temporarily. And yesterday I used that, you know, as my day to regroup and, you know, get my mind back in the right frame and mindset, and pick myself back up and reflect on it, because I can't ignore when things happen like that, because, you know, if I ignore them or suppress them, then eventually they're just going to resurface at a different time, and they may be more intense because I didn't address them when they came. And, you know I'm not alone, and I know I have people that care for me. It's just sometimes it just gets the best of you, you know, when you do feel like you're alone for who knows what reason, or it's just at a particular moment that nobody's around. Then, you know, it does feel like you're by yourself. And, you know, one of my vices is not reaching out and asking for help, or just saying, hey, you know, and having to just communicate with someone when I'm not feeling my best, or I'm feeling sad or lonely, you know. And that's something that, you know, I still struggle with, no matter all the work that I've been putting in, you know, with this challenge and this journey. It is still something that is not my strongest point. I'm still very, very, very weak at it. It's a skill that I, you know, have yet to fine tune and strengthen. You know, I'm able to recognize my emotions more and not let them get the best of me and build up and tuck them away. I actually experience them, but I'm still not quite where I need to be. And that's okay. And I'm okay with that. You know, I celebrate the fact that I'm allowing myself to feel these emotions, and I'm not suppressing them. And, you know, to me, any little step forward is progress, and it's to be celebrated, even though a couple days ago I was a mess. But, you know, like taking the day to reflect and regroup was a game changer. You know, it's being okay with being vulnerable and not strong, and, you know, being emotional and in my feelings. It's okay. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing to be ashamed of, because we all have those moments, and I've always had them. It was just when I was all alone and I didn't let anyone see. And, you know, I now am okay with allowing that side of myself to be visible to whoever chooses to see it, you know. And to me, that's progress. And, you know, it shows growth, and it shows that what I'm doing is paying off in some areas more abundantly than others. But I'm not who I was, and I'll take that, because that's not an option to be who I was. It wasn't okay to be that person. I don't ever want to go back to that. that is a zero option for me. Like I said, I'm all in. There's no other option but to move forward and become better. And, and like I said, I'm going to stumble. And that's only human. That's part of the process. Not every day is going to be the perfect day, and not every day is going to seem like I'm on top of the world. It's going to be me fighting the world, like it was that other day, and me struggling to put one foot in front of the other, which, a lot of us do. We do it in silence, and we're very good at hiding it. Some of the strongest people I know, are some of the wittiest and craftiest people at hiding their pain, and putting on a whole different persona than what's on the inside. I'm okay with doing that. I've done it for a long time, but I don't want to do that anymore. It's not a way to live. It just takes too much out of you to live that way. It takes too much planning and too much to put on that armor and put your game face on, as opposed to just being genuine and being okay with looking like how you feel. I didn't feel that great. I didn't look that great. I was already not feeling well. I don't know if it was something I ate or what, but, I was up that Sunday from like 9, I fell asleep like from 3 o'clock to like 9 o'clock. And then I woke up at 9 p.m. and I was just, my stomach in knots, dry heaving, until like 3 o'clock in the morning. So, of course, my emotions got the best of me because physically I wasn't, stable. I wasn't feeling well. So, of course, I was able to let my emotions get the best of me. It's okay. I know I say that a lot because it really is. And a lot of it is me convincing myself. It's not me convincing anyone. It's me actually just convincing myself that it's okay. So, I'm not trying to overuse the phrase, but, a lot of convincing yourself is saying it out loud. So if I say a broken book half the time, or broken record, sorry, not book, and repeating the same phrases, it's for myself as well. Repetition's key. Hearing those things, speaking those key phrases is part of putting it and internalizing it into my subconscious mind. So, there's a reasoning behind this. It's not just to sound like a broken record, saying the same thing over and over. It's, for myself and my growth. But, I finished another book, The Magic Key to Success. It's piggyback off of the Think and Grow Rich, and then the 3 Feet from Gold books. And I'm not sure which one I'm going to read next. So I've got like tons, probably 10, 15 more books. I just ordered like 5 more. And, it's exciting because, I haven't read this much since, maybe when I was getting my bachelor's in education. I did a lot of reading and reflecting. I didn't even read that much. Well, yeah, I did when I got my master's in administration, school administration. I did read a lot of theory books. But my master's in public service administration, those were more political based ideologies in the books. But I have not read this many books in a month. I think I've read already like 6 or 7, and that's not even on top of my 20 minutes every morning of reading my Bible. and reflecting, and reading my devotionals. So, learning a lot, and I, really enjoy learning. I have a passion for learning. There's so much stuff out there to know, and I've always been that person that is excited about learning, especially new things. And the more technical, philosophical, scientific, innovative that they are, the more intrigued I am. My mind is like a sponge. And sometimes I don't really know who to talk to them about, because some of the theories that I read, or some of the concepts that I read, they're controversial, and they may not make a lot of sense to some people if you're not reading the book, or if you haven't read something along the similar lines of it, that it's like out there. But that's okay. I'm open to all sorts of things. There's not one correct way of learning or knowing things. There's so many different things to know and ways to interpret things. So, I'm pretty open-minded in that sense. I've always been. But, I just wanted to come on and, show that, I picked myself back up. I tripped a little bit, got a little scrape on my leg. Not for real, just, hypothetically speaking. Stumbled a little bit, tripped over my own feet, and dusted myself off, and continuing to push forward, because I believe in myself. Even when that inner voice inside my head is saying, you can't, and you're not strong enough. There's no point, no one cares. When that negativity creeps in, I can always go back and replay my videos and know that, I'm still putting in the work. Even if now, sometimes I do take a day off, or 2 days off, or the weekend off, to regroup. I'm still working each day towards the best version of myself and personal excellence. And I don't even really know what personal excellence is. It's just like my idea of what it is. It doesn't necessarily mean it's everyone's version of personal excellence. That's my personal interpretation of what personal excellence means. So that could look completely different for someone else. But, it's a process and it's a journey. And I think, I'm on day 50. Yay! So 25 more days. So I'm really proud of that too. And I haven't wavered from that. I'm super proud of myself for that. Didn't even think about it. It's day 50. I've been doing this for 50 days. Holy moly. It's great. I feel great. If you'd asked me that 2 days ago, I would have said no. I was tempted to just quit. I think I even told Matt. I was like, just forget it. I don't even care. I was like, let's go have a drink. And then I was like, no. I almost let it get the best of me. But I was able to talk myself out of it. So I'm at day 50 now. So my quote for today is from the book Magic Keys to Success, and it is by Rita Davenport, and she is, I think she created some books. She's from Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken. She was one of the featured speakers or interviewees in the book, and she used humor as her magic key to success. And her go-to when she felt like giving up. So she used her magic key to success was humor. And her quote that she said was, You may not be able to change the world, but you most certainly can change your world. And it's one little step at a time. That's what she said, you know. And by changing your world, just those little steps that you take can help change someone else's world, which in turn will help someone else, which the bigger scheme of things is changing the world little by little. You can't look at the whole problem on a world, like a worldwide issue. You look at it just in your world first. And so I really like that, because that's what I'm doing. Changing my world, changing my habits, one step at a time. And I'm putting them out there and sharing my journey and my failures and my hiccups and my stumbles out there, so everyone can see if you choose to see it or not. You know, if it helps, yay. If it just makes you laugh for a second, yay, mission accomplished. If it makes you say, what in the world is she doing? She has no idea what she's talking about. Okay, great. Yay. As long as it gets you thinking or disagreeing with me. But, you know, still trucking on. Still putting in the work for my purpose and my passion. And failure is not an option. And the little minor baby failures that I make, they all have a learning experience, a purpose. You know, I learned something from them. And I don't take them for granted. So, you know, still at it. Day 50, going strong. Every day is a new day and a different challenge. So, I'm going to go ahead and finish my walk, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Remember, I believe in you. You matter. Your happiness matters. Your struggles matter. You know, your feelings matter. You know, everything that you think matters. It determines, you know, how you feel. So pay attention to them, because they really truly can shape how you feel. Those thoughts really do have an impact on your behavior and your feelings and your day. So just be kind to yourself, and sometimes just take a day for yourself to recoup, regroup, reflect, become a champion, delete regrets, hit reset, and unleash your new mindset. I will see y'all tomorrow. Have a good day.